Welcome back to Blue Hand Lanes, everyone. Steve Turnberger with Dr. Bowl, Juls Falcone. Today we have the $4,000 Bowlers Gazette Handicap. Winner of this tournament will win $1,500. We're down to the 5 finalists today. It will be David Broomall and Don Stewart. And Dr. Bowl, David Broomall and Stewart both tied at dead heat in the first 3 games of this tournament. Looks like a good matchup.
Looks like a good match. I know both these guys is going to be a good match. Okay,
Dave Broomall will be getting 15 pins on the handicap situation. He will start first in lane number 3 to open the action here from Blue Hand Lanes. This is a pro format, step ladder format for this tournament. Broomall with a total of 664 in his first 3 games.
Little weak out of the gate. I know he didn't want to go on the left side of the head pin like that. Should be a routine spare for Dave.
Dave had a 180, 181, 234. Second ball, first frame, Dave Broomall. He'll pick up the easy spare. And a mark in frame number 1.
Don's a lefty, works hard on his game. I probably might have to give him a little bit of an edge here.
Don Stewart, average of 206. Broomall with an average of 190 before this tournament. Both tied at 664 for the tourney. That's a total of 3 games. And Stewart.
Tough spare to shoot here. A little split. Tough spare. That's going to make that changes the picture a little bit. He can make this.
It's strange how the first frame can almost dictate what's going to happen the rest of the way.
Well, you know, you only have a marked difference in the players, and then all of a sudden it's suddenly 2 marks. It's a big difference. It's not like it's like if you have 2 newer bowlers, there's going to be a lot of mistakes in the game. But when you have 2 guys like this, 190, 200 type bowlers, there's not going to be that many mistakes. The mistakes are fairly predictable. Don has already used up his mistakes. At a 206 average, he's got a hole already. He can't afford any more.
He's got to fight
Just
out
to
of
shoot
it.
his average, he's got to have at least a triple now. And he's not. It's not like the no tap. You got it. You only get what you knock down.
How does that affect the bowler psychologically, knowing that he's in a little trouble already, only the 2nd frame?
Well, still early in the game, you really can't predict. But in fact, if I was in the same situation, I probably wouldn't feel there was any chance I could lose. However, when you look at the numbers, it's pretty clear. He's got another little split to shoot.
Just about the same he had in frame number 1. Stewart. Winner of this match will take home $100 plus the 50 for qualifying as the top 33. He'll get this, won't?
Really close. Looked like a good shot.
2 open frames for Don Stewart. And then Dave Broomall holds the reins right now.
Yeah, he's going to have 10-22, 37-pin lead.
Here's Stewart, first ball, 2nd frame. Good roll.
Monster break.
Dave
made a
Broomall.
bad shot, got a big break. When Don made a bad shot, he got a hole, so makes all the difference in the world.
Dave Broomall, 180, 181, 234 for a total of 595 with his handicap 664. Broomall.
All right. Let's watch Dave on this next shot. What you're going to see is right at the end, right in his last step, his shoulders drop down, which cuts off his follow-through. His follow-through comes back towards him. Instead of going out over the lane, it comes back towards him. But the reason is he drops his shoulders.
Missed it. First open frame for Broomall. 61
Also,
for Broomall in frame 3.
Also with Dave, we're going to watch his hand release. He comes around the ball. Like I said before, I know these bowlers, so I'm not at a disadvantage like I am with some of the people I've never seen.
How easy is it to correct some of these problems?
Well, it's not too difficult if you're willing to work and find somebody that can evaluate your game.
Sure.
That's the trick.
Here's Don Stewart. Third frame. Don needed that one.
Don's got great balance, great swing, great hand release. He should average 206.
Stewart with a 203 in game 1, 203 in game 2, and 234 in game 3. Total of 640. With his handicap, a 664 total for the tournament. He'll get the spare in frame 3. Good roll for Don Stewart.
Got a really nice game. He's at a mental disadvantage with these pins because he's being in a 206 bowler. He's used to bowling scratch. The pins will have a psychological effect, and everybody feels the different pressures. It's just some people handle them a little differently than others, but everybody feels pressure.
What's the best way to attack it when you're coming in, you know you're down by 15 before you start the match?
If you understand it and know what you're supposed to do in a pressure situation, that's the biggest thing.
Stewart, fourth frame.
He chopped that off a little bit. They just happened to land it right in the hole.
Big strike for Dave Stewart.
That wasn't as good a shot as his last shot, but the results were much better.
Broomall. I get the feeling these two guys bowl against each other quite often.
Yes, considerably.
Here's Broomall, lane 4. Got the 10 to go.
Little high, he pushed that one a little bit. Didn't give it a chance to get down the track and roll up. He sort of pushed you right to the head pin. Now watch Dave's hand on this next ball. Maybe we can learn something. Comes around the ball. You want to stay behind the ball. You want to get the weight of the ball. See how he's come down? His hands wide open. Really kills the revs.
Broomall has been bowling in league competition for 8 years.
Actually, if you look at his hand, his palm is forward. Hands wide open and his palm's forward. Makes it really difficult to lift the ball. Watch it again.
Broomall.
There it is again. A little bit better that time. A little bit better.
Jules, have you ever seen a perfect bowler?
Probably the closest guy to perfect that I have ever seen has got to be Mike Durbin, the pro bowler. Absolutely superb. Billy Whaley was that type, but I was very young when he was a bowler, so I don't remember him.
Broomall, he'll get the spare in frame number 5, and we're going to take a quick break, come back to the blue hand lanes. The $1,500 going to the champion. We'll have more right after this.
Bowlers leave out an equally important ingredient: coaching. To improve your game, coaching is very important, and Price Lanes, located at Price's Corner, has one of the area's finest coaches, John Thompson Sr., with over 20 years coaching experience, available Monday through Saturday afternoons from 1 until 5. The coaching is free. All you pay for are your games. Available only at Price Lanes. Come out and strike up a friendship at Price Lanes.
He thinks he's eating chicken pie. He isn't, though. Actually, he's eating Worthington chicken flavor pie. It contains no meat or meat byproducts. Worthington products contain no cholesterol and are low in saturated fats. Pound for pound, Worthington products are more nutritious and less expensive, and that's important to us.
And it tastes good, too.
Brunswick Rec Center here in Blue Hen Lanes, Newark, Delaware. Steve Turnberger with Dr. Bowl, Juls Falcone. And the doctor working out of Chester, Pennsylvania currently, correct?
Just north.
Just north
of Chester.
How long have you been involved in bowling, Doc?
About 23 years now, something like that.
23 years. Here's Stewart. Left-hander, gonna come back.
He cut that one off just like he cut the last one off, but he got away with the last one. So now, he's a good enough bowler. He's supposed to know he got a break on the last strike, and he's not supposed to do it twice.
He's not gonna get it every time.
But the strike has a tendency to fool you.
Stewart, frame number 5. Remember, he's giving away 15 pins to Dave Broomall. Winner of this game will go on to take on Betty Hodgson.
Oh, good shot. Good shot.
At the spare.
He's got to get down the lane with that follow through. The last two first balls, he chopped them right off.
Hodgson with a total of 682. She finished third in this tournament. 136 entrants. Top 33 bowlers receive $50, and the winner will take home $1,500.
$1,500, big ones.
Daryl Madric right now leads the pack with a 730.
Has to win one game for all the money.
Bill Redstone at 700. These guys have a long way to go to win this whole thing. Steward, nice strike.
All right, good shot. He still has to get that arm swing down the lane a little bit more if he's going to put a string together.
Don Stewart, remember the 206 average. Only been bowling for 5 years.
He's in good shape for a 5-year bowler. His mother was a good bowler, Ginny Stewart.
Don 26. Here's Broomall. Dave Broomall.
Got a little bit of a break that time. That looked like a 310.
Dave's coming off a very hot game. His last game was a 234.
They both ended with 234 if you look at the sheet.
For Dave, that's 45 pins over his average.
Spare.
Now Broomall will move to lane 3 for frame 7, working a spare. Stewart working a strike going into number 7. Broomall got him.
On the jersey, but they all count on the sheet.
Just got to put him in the book.
Yeah, 20 pins separating them now. Don's up on a strike. 7th frame. He's supposed to do it here.
This is a big one.
He's the higher average player. He's up on a strike. This ball's supposed to be in the pocket.
Money ball, right?
Yes, sir. He's got the weight of the ball high up on his index finger, right where it's supposed to be. Decent shot.
Coming back. Oh, he's going to leave a tough split.
Now he's in deep trouble. Made a decent shot, but if you'll notice his follow through, when he gets to the bottom of the downswing, now the follow through is coming straight up. It doesn't go down the lane at all. That's what's been hurting him this game.
That's what Don Stewart needs here in frame number 7.
This is no easy spare.
Stewart gave it a run, but he'll leave that corner 7 pin and now move to lane 3.
So the lanes don't have any crown in them, which is it is a way that you distribute the oil on the lane, and it makes it a little tougher for the higher average bowler to take advantage of it. He's averaging 206. That may be somewhere where they have a little bit of a crown.
How long does it take a bowler to be able to read that? Exactly how good the break's going to be. Nice roll. Is that something he can learn for one game just coming out here because it's the first time they bowled here on these lanes today?
It depends on how the oil is laid and if the guy is proficient enough to find it. But the more flagrant that the block is, or the more decisive that the crown is, it's a little easier to tell. I don't think there's a crown out there today because I don't see the balls holding up when they get high.
Broomall comes right back. Big strike in frame 8.
Broomall has got a 32-pin lead with 2 frames to go. He's definitely in control.
Big ball here working the strike in frame 8. First roll, frame 9. Remember, going for $1,500.
He's been staying out of trouble. On the Jersey side again. $31-pin lead.
And the key, Dave's been clean throughout except frame number 3.
That's right.
Got this one. Looks like Broomall can control exactly what happens the rest of the way.
He's in control. Don's up now. He's coming on the lane that he hasn't struck you on yet. And then he's coming on a lane, coming back to the odd lane, which he has hit 3 times in a row. So if he can get a strike here and then come back to the lane he's been hitting and get a couple, we might have a ball game.
This is lane 4.
Yeah, this is the lane he hasn't struck yet.
9th frame. Had eyes. He was lucky to get that. I guess it was a 9 pin to fall to avoid the split. Got to have a spare here.
I don't think he can win.
Yeah.
If he gets spare and strikes out, he's got 176. It's not enough. He needed that strike. Could be just he never did find that lane, and his confidence went with it. And that can make all the difference in the world when you're averaging 206. You need strikes. You're not going to shoot 206.
Steward. We've seen that several times today. We had a couple other bowlers
Yeah.
with a 200+ average, and the consistency just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Steward. Frame 10.
Let's watch that follow through again. See how it comes up a little short. He doesn't get down the lane with the ball.
Little tentative.
Yeah, that's got to be what's hurting him.
Dave Broomall looks to be moving to round number 2 in the final 5. Take on Betty Hodgson. We'll have that match for you right here on the Bowlers Gazette. 3 pins for Don Stewart. Just about academic. Just rolling for average now. Won't get the spare. Tough way to go out for Don Stewart. He'll finish with a 151, and obviously well below his average of 206. Here's Broomall. He's going to go on. Broomall left at 10.
I think he was just trying something that time, sort of a tune-up shot for the next one.
Dave Broomall. As we said, his last game of 234, and he's approaching that mark right now. Second ball, 10th frame. Broomall working off of lane 4. Broomall, good shot of Dave, coming right down the lane in blue hand. Got him. Nice roll.
All right.
Dave Broomall kicked him down.
206 for Dave.
And for Dave Broomall, that's his second best effort of this tourney. Again, he had a 180, 181, 234, and now a 206. And for Don Stewart, he finishes this game with a 151, and Don Stewart will go out with a total of $100. Dave Broomall will move on, and Jules got some good bowling left here. Betty Hodgson will be the next opponent for Dave Broomall.
Yes, sir. And the winner takes home a big $1,500.
We'll look forward to that. Stay with us right here on Rollins Cablevision, Bowlers Gazette. We'll be back with more right after this. Welcome back to Blue Hand Lanes, match number 2 of the Bowlers Gazette's $1,500 handicap for singles. And right now it's going to be Betty Hodgson, who placed 3rd in this championship, against Don Stewart. I'm sorry, Dave Broomall. Don Stewart lost to Dave Broomall. Here's Dave on lane number 3, and he'll be fortunate to avoid a split there in the first frame here for Dave Broomall. He'll be giving away 23 pins to Betty Hodgson. Betty finished with a 682 through the first 3 games of this tournament. And Doc, as we go up the step ladder, the money just keeps increasing.
Yes, sir. That's even the loser of this match is going to get $250. The loser.
Can't complain
lot of
about
money,
that.
huh?
Sure is.
Doing a hell of a job there at Bowlers Gazette.
Bowlers Gazette. Total purse of $4,000 at 136 entrants in this tournament. The top 33 bowlers pick up $50. Here's Betty, her first roll. And Betty with an average of 153. She's a dental assistant.
Been bowling 10 years. 153 out of Brookhaven, Pennsylvania.
Broomall with a 190 average. Knocked off Don Stewart in the first round of this top 5 pro format. Betty will just barely miss in frame number 1.
Strongest part of Betty's game, as we see her for the first time, is her swing is free. Nice clean swing. However, she doesn't use her legs. She doesn't have much of a follow through. That's going to be the hard part. Watch how she just lets the ball swing, but her balance is shaky at the foul line.
So it looks like she almost, on her approach, she's going right to left a little bit.
Yeah.
She'll leave the 10 pin.
Have to make them easy spares.
Second frame. Big roll here for Betty Hodgson. Bill Redstone will be the next competitor. He finished second in the tournament. Betty needs this one.
Oh.
Not going to get it.
She's got 2 opens. 153 average means she misses an average of about 4 spares a game, or spares and splits. About 4 opens a game. Dave Broomall with a 190 average figures to have an open and a double.
Here's Broomall. His high game, 234 in the tournament. Dave destroys him. Nice roll for Dave Broomall. Betty Hodgson, her best game of the night in this tournament was 212. As a 172, 212, 160 to her credit. Total of 544 with her handicap, 682. Broomall, he will at least have a fairly easy spare here.
He shouldn't miss a spare. That'll make the match about even. And Betty is going to have to bowl Dave even from here because the 2 misses just about used up the handicap that she had.
Broomall. Coming right down the middle. Got it.
Big spare.
Big spare for Dave Broomall in frame number 3. Betty Hodgson now will roll in her 3rd frame. Remember, receiving 23 pins for the handicap. Caught left.
All right. That's a pretty tricky spare for a right-hander. It's not that easy for a lefty, but it's easier for a lefty than a righty. And she's going to need it too, not just because she needs the spare, but it's early in the game. She's already lost some momentum. She lost her handicap. She's going to need it to keep the pressure on Dave.
Betty attacking, won't get it. Another open frame for Betty Hodgson.
She's open up with 3 opens. Probably a little bit down on herself now. She's going to have to get a mark here, or else Dave is going to start freewheeling, and she won't have a chance to recuperate.
Pull this one left.
She's going to have to settle down. Maybe the lights are bothering a little bit, you know.
I'm sure it is.
TV,
it's got to be something different. Camera staring you in the face, lights behind you, in front of you.
The 153 bowler, she's already got 3 opens. She's much better than that.
First frames are so important just to keep the consistency and the confidence.
Tough
Can't
break.
get the spare. 4 open frames for Betty Hodgson. Dave Broomall in the driver's seat.
Yes, sir.
Remember, he was somewhat fortunate to qualify in the top 5.
Yeah.
Tied Stewart at 664. He's got it going now.
All right, that was about as close as he's been for a while. Oh no, he had a good strike in the 2nd frame.
Very clean. That's what he needs. Dave Broomall works at DuPont.
Look out.
Bowling for 8 years. Slid it a little right. And Broomall, an open mark in frame number 4.
That's the mistake that Dave's allowed. Being a 190 bowler, he's allowed 1 mistake.
Give him at least 1.
And Betty's used up all her mistakes, so now we have to.
She's just about got to run out here if Dave can stay consistent. Broomall.
All right, there's a big one.
Big strike for Dave Broomall. I believe you had a shot on lane 4 there. He was in lane 3 and took the strike. We're going to take a quick break, come back with the Bowlers Gazette Handicap Championships. We have 3 matches left. Stay with us right here on the Bowlers Gazette. Back at Blue Hand Lanes in Newark, Delaware, Steve Turnberger with Dr. Bowl. $4,000 Bowlers Gazette Singles Championships. Betty Hodgson left the 10 pin.
Good shot. Good shot right to the pocket. Dave gave her a little break there in the 4th frame, and maybe she's going to make a charge here.
Betty almost has to have a spare here. Frame 5.
Looks good.
Looks
good.
Good roll. She'll clip the 10 pin. 33 finalists here, all picking up $50. The 33rd finisher was Leo Orlowski. He finished with a 5.04. Mike Hall finished with a 5.38. Mark Chevalier finished with a 5.45. And Ron Barnhart finished with a 5.55. He was a 30th place finisher here in the Blue Hand Lane Championship for the Bowlers Gazette. $1,500 going to the champion.
Even in 33rd place, they cashed for $51.
The top 33 out of the 136 entrants all picked up $50. Betty in some trouble here. Picked up the big spare in frame 5, but she needs to do something here in number 6. Carrying a 23-pin handicap in this match. 153 average. Has one child, Denise, 26 years of age.
Stay there.
Got it.
Good spare.
Good roll for Betty. Some of the
Keeps her alive.
Some of the other finalists: Sam Green, Cliff Dean, Joe Walker, Gary Renshaw, Ed Price. They finished 25 to 29. Here's Broomall. Dave will take 9 down in frame 6. Looks like an easy spare here for Broomall. And he has the hot hand. Doc, when you look to, say, Daryl Madric, who's the #1 bowler in this tournament right now, with Broomall keeping warm, keeping rolling the balls down the lanes and keeping out there, I'm sure Madric just sitting around getting a little nervous.
Yeah. Right now he's got the momentum. Of course, the 4th game, the pressure's up. He may start to get a little tired. He has some 2 serious flaws in his game with the hand release and the forward body movement right on the end. They may take their toll, but we'll have to see probably the first 3 or 4 frames of that match before we can predict.
Okay, Broomall looks like he'll take on Bill Redstone next. Winner of that game will take on Daryl Madric for $1,500. Broomall. Dave really hasn't had a tough split this entire match.
Yeah, he hasn't had. He's got a few breaks, but the balls are more in play this game. Even a little better than last game. He had 206 the last game. He got a few breaks. Now he looks more comfortable. However, he's got a 30-pin lead. That might make you more comfortable. Bill Redstone might put a little more pressure on him. Then we'll see how he responds to that. But right now, he's definitely in the driver's seat. Got all the momentum going for him.
He looks tough.
Yeah.
Stay with us here on the Bowlers Gazette. We'll have those final championship games, 2 left. With Betty Hodgson bowling in frame 7.
30 pins exactly.
Blue Hand Lanes, Newark, Delaware. I believe there's 7 different bowling centers now in Newcastle County.
Big $4,000 purse here. It's a lot of money. Nice tournament, huh?
Sure. That'll be one of the biggest ones in recent Delaware history. Betty will get the spare.
Yeah. And the prize fund's guaranteed.
Can't beat that. Gary Chumbor putting things together. Of course, he's the producer of the Bowlers Gazette. $1,500 go to the champion. $4,000 total purse. Betty Hodgson, frame 8. Doc, I'm sure a lot of people would like to make money as a living at doing bowling, but it's the kind of profession where you can go bad and you don't eat for a while if you have trouble.
Yes, this Pro Tour right now costs almost $700 a week. If you're not really sharp, and even if you're sharp, you go out there, you're living out of a suitcase, hotels, different food than you're used to, different cities.
A lot of travel.
The whole living environment changes, and you have to get comfortable with that before you can start making money, before you can start putting your game together.
Betty with a big spare in frame number 8, but I guess the total prize money in the country on the Pro Bowlers Tour has really picked up, say, the last 5 years.
It's picked up. However, you get a young bowler who is bowling out of a couple houses. He goes out there, the conditions are changed.
Totally different. Yeah.
Sure, the pros make sure that the lanes have had finish on them in the month previous, or no older than that. If not, they refinish the lanes, and they do the oiling. They have their own oiling patterns. So a league bowler that bowls in a typical house, by December, the lane finish is gone from the track. So now all of a sudden he might be bowling up a storm. He goes out there, he's bowling on new lane finish. It's a different ball game for him. Different world.
Something that he's not familiar with probably isn't the world. It's just even bowling away from home has got to be something.
That's right. That's a big
distance.
factor.
Broomall. Spare in frame 8. This is frame 9 for Dave. He's got control of this match.
Yeah, he looks real comfortable now.
Betty Hodgson. She will walk out of here with, I guess, $150. Winner of this match taking $250.
No, the winner of this match goes on.
Okay, the winner.
The loser of this match gets $250.
Loser gets $250. Okay. Winner of this match, which looks to be Dave Broomall, he'll go against Bill Redstone, and the winner of that match will take $600. $550 plus the $50 for entering. Betty Hodgson. Betty in frame 9. Betty's been bowling for 10 years in league competition.
Betty's got 4 opens, and then she's got 4 spares in a row to stay with Dave. However, it may be a little late.
Can't get the spare.
There.
She will move to frame 10 and also move to lane number 3.
Well, it looks like she's going to take home $250 just in time for Christmas.
Good time to get it. Hate to fight those lines. Betty Hodgson.
All right.
Her last ball upcoming here in frame number 10. And Betty just about around her average, averaging 153 coming in.
Dave has a shot. If he shoots, if he gets a mark in the 10th, he'll have a low 200 again. That'll be 2 in a row.
3 in a row. He had 234 his last game of the tournament to qualify.
Good.
Betty will sit down, completing 10 frames, and just have to wait and see what Dave Broomall can do here. He's on his way to the final 3. He'll take on Bill Redstone. Daryl Madric is your leader right now. Redstone and Broomall. Dave, big strike to
Just
open
getting
number
ready.
10. He's getting it cranked up. And momentum's a big factor here for Dave. Get a couple
Great
strikes here in the 10th, big score, and be rolling into the next match.
That's right.
Betty Hodgson finished with a 127.
He's pretty level-headed. I don't think the pressure will bother him too much. He's a pretty level-headed guy.
Broomall with 1 ball to go here in frame number 10. Remember, we'll have the championship round. Bill Redstone, Dale Madric left. That'll be later here on the Bowlers Gazette. Dave cannot convert on his last ball of the match.
Okay, so Dave's going to move on.
Betty Hodgson, she'll go home with $250, and not a bad day's work here at Blue Hand.
Not a bad day's work, no.
Betty Hodgson finishes out Her tournament, her final 127. Dave Broomall finishes with a 182. He'll take on Bill Redstone in the final 3 of the $4,000 Bowlers Gazette Handicap Singles Championship matches. We'll be back to Blue Hen Lanes right after this. That's the man, Dave Broomall. He's had the hot hand thus far in the $4,000 Bowlers Gazette Handicap Singles Championships. Steve Turnberger again with Juls Falcone from Blue Hen Lanes and Dave Broomall. He's had the hot hand. Bill Redstone finished second with a total of 700. Broomall finished with a 664, tying for 5th. Somewhat fortunate to get in this thing. Dave's been very hot in this contest.
Yeah, and he's had everything his way so far. Might see a little different situation here. Bill's a lot more even average, so not much of a difference. We'll see what the pressure does.
Going to be interesting. Bill Redstone will get a 7-pin handicap, and we're about set for the bowling here from Blue Hen Lanes. 1982 Bowlers Gazette $4,000 championship, and Dave Broomall will take lane number 3. He'll start the bowling off here from Blue Hen Lanes in Newark, Delaware. Remember, 136 entrants. The top 33 finishers picked up $50. Winner of this match will go home with $600. Broomall keeping the hot hand.
Out of the gate with his best shot of the 3 games.
That was nice on lane 3. Redstone, left-hander, with a 187 average. These bowlers very, very
nice
close.
Game.
Broomall with a 190 average, but Redstone will get a 7-pin advantage. And remember, 1 match left after this one. Daryl Madric is currently leading this thing with a 730 in 3 games. Winner of this one will take him on for $1,500. Redstone, been bowling for 15 years, 28 years of age. That's 15 years of organized bowling. Did not get the spare. Had trouble seeing that at home, but Redstone will have an open frame in number 1.
A nice easy spare like that should have never missed it. It may be the TV cameras, but that's a routine spare for a lefty at 4-7. Should be pretty easy.
We've talked about it before. Redstone, I'm sure he hasn't bowled for at least 2 or 3 hours. And Broomall in this tournament, he's come from number 5, knocked off Steward, knocked off Hodgson, and I guess he's been consistent and fluid.
Super shot.
Yeah.
Super shot.
Good strike. Good strike. And frame number 2. Broomall. Really hasn't had, well, he couldn't have a bad game in these finals, but he's bowled right around his average throughout. High game in the tournament, 234. 180 average. Check that, 190 average. He'll leave the 10-pin.
All right, we just have to watch now. When we get toward the end of this game, I hope it's close, because then you're going to see where when he drops his shoulders, that cuts his follow-through off, and that turned over hand is going to affect him.
Broomall got it. Good spare in frame number 2. Broomall now will move to lane 3.
4 pins separating them now. Dave has a 4-pin lead after giving Bill 7 and Bill missing a spare in the first frame, so it's real close.
Dave has to have an advantage. He's bowled, I guess this is his 3rd game on lanes 3 and 4 here at Blue Hen. Can that be a factor?
Yes, that's positively a factor. And what else happens here too is the lanes, if Dave is not careful, the lights on the lanes will dry it out, and he has to be aware of that. If you bowl 2 or 3 games without the lights, the lanes don't change too much. But with the lights, they dry out. He better be ready for that.
How often do they usually oil the lanes?
Well,
is it different from each
yeah,
bowling center?
Yeah, you're supposed to oil them every day. Most houses oil them almost every day. But the more important part of the whole thing is that you have to clean the lanes. Like you can play the lanes if they have a lot of oil on them or no oil on them, if they're clean. If they're not clean, you have trouble because you have dirt that mixes with the oil. You have that dirty oil is a killer. They have to solvent the lanes once a week, and I think almost nobody does that because it's expensive and time consuming.
Redstone, left-hander, finished second in the 3-game playoff, competing with 135 other bowlers. Redstone with a total of 700 in his 3 games. Needs a spare here. Won't get it. Slid
Boy,
right.
with that big key, come off with a super shot in the 2nd frame and come back in the 3rd frame with 2 poor shots.
Redstone with a 187 in game 1, 225 in game 2, 198 in game 3. Total of 610 with his handicap, total of 700. And Bill needs a mark here. Working in the 4th frame. Has a 42 through 3.
All right, that was a decent shot. Bill really has a very nice game. For him to make 2 shots like that. Am I off?
Redstone bowling now in frame number 4, 2nd ball. Needs a spare. He's going to get it. Good ball for Bill Redstone.
Really has a nice
Frame
game. For
number
him to
4.
make 2 shots like he made in that 3rd framer is unbelievable.
Now Dave Broomall will bowl frame 4 on lane number 4 here at Blue Hen Lanes. $4,000 Bowlers Gazette Championships. Singles. Dave got the 10 to fall for him. And
A
looks
little
like
bit of
he'll
a
have
break that
somewhat-
time. That could have been trouble, Steve.
He's giving away 7 pins to Bill Redstone.
He's got them back plus. He's got a 15-pin lead right now.
Broomall with a 235, 234, his best game in this tournament. Got the spare in frame 4. Not a bad day's work for Dave Broomall. He's made some mistakes, but he's basically made him in good places where he can correct them later on.
He started out in 5th place with the $100 if he lost. Now if he loses, he's looking at, well,
Broomall.
$250.
There's a strike in frame number 5. We're going to take a quick timeout. Good match. $4,000 Bowlers Gazette Handicap. Dave Broomall and Bill Redstone. We'll come back to Blue Hen Lanes right after this. Steve Turnberger with Dr. Bowl back at Blue Hen Lanes. We've completed 4.5 frames. Bill Redstone will bowl on lane number 4 here at Blue Hen. He's still in this thing. It's pretty close. Redstone will leave somewhat of an easy spare.
Redstone was such a nice game. I can hardly believe him missing the pocket as much as he does.
Redstone coming in here with a 187 average. Been bowling for 15 years, left-hander. With a 700 total in this tournament. Got it. Good spare. Good spare in frame 5.
17 pins separate them. Dave Broomall with the lead. Bill Redstone's really going to have to put himself together here. He's got such a nice game. It wouldn't surprise me if he struck out, but he's only hit the pocket once. I don't know why he has missed the pocket 4 out of 5 balls. This game is too good.
He's got some pressure on him. A lot of money on the line. TV cameras, lights in his face.
He flipped around that one a little early in his hand. He starts out with his hand nice and with the ball real high on his palm, or up by the index finger. But when he gets to the bottom there, that seems to be the only area he fluctuates. But looks like it's sure killing him.
Bill Redstone, Darryl Madric waiting in the wings. Take on the winner of this one for $1,500.
All right, nice shot. See, now that was the 2nd best shot in the match. You can't throw 1 out of 4 though.
25% is not going to get it done, right?
That's right.
Broomall, Dave Broomall.
Up on a strike.
Broomall working at DuPont's. It's right there. Oh, gonna leave a tough,
Right.
tough split.
It's going to make our match tight again.
Broomall working in frame number 6. That's the split.
6-7, very makeable split. You can slide that 6 over into the 7.
That's what he's going for.
Good shot.
Oh,
Makes
nice.
it. All right.
Nice. Split for Dave Broomall.
For everybody
job
out there
done.
that looks like that, when that 6-7 looks you in the eye, it looks like a monster.
Yeah.
Just think of it as a wide 5-7. Really works.
Just clip this 6 and have it run across the alley. It sounds a lot easier than it is, though.
You better believe it.
Broomall, he'll move to lane 3. Got a good match brewing up here. Broomall coming from 5th spot.
Yeah, working his way up the step ladder.
Drops 9. Looks like an easy spare for Dave Broomall
Yeah,
now
it
in
should be
frame
a
number
piece-
7.
Should be a piece of cake after the 6-7. "19 pins separate our bowlers."
Broomall. Nice. Dead on.
All right, it's do or die for Bill now. He's got 4 frames left and he's 20 pins down.
6th place finish in this tournament was Don DeFebo with a 643. Brian Racine, Skip Bonvet. This is Redstone.
There it is.
Big strike. Big mark for
Super
Bill
shot.
Redstone. Coming in number 2 in the tournament after 3 games were rolled. All 136 bowlers rolled 3 games, and Redstone finished up the number 2 man. Top 33 finishers picked up $50. Winner will take home $1,500. Redstone.
All right. Look
Tander.
at this shot.
2 consecutive strikes for Bill Redstone.
2 good shots. If he just keeps that hand behind the ball, looks like he could strike for days. But if he lets that hand flip around the ball, he misses the pocket by a foot.
What makes you lose it? You have it and then it's gone.
Well, maybe he's not aware of his hand releases is being so critical to him.
Broomall comes right back. He's been tough. Dave
That was a
Broomall.
little high. That was a pretty big break. Game's within 9 pins, and we're in the 9th frame. We have a match.
Feels like we're in the Superdome, the national championship.
Yes, sir.
Georgia and Penn State. Broomall and Redstone.
All
Broomall.
right, best shot of the match. 19 pins separate our players. That was really a big ball by Broomall.
Dave Broomall. Nice roll. Here's Redstone.
Let's see how Bill responds to that. See what he's made of with this one. 9th frame, key shot.
2 straight
He
strikes.
bailed out. He bailed out. He pulled up. He added the pressure to his arm swing, and he lost his balance at the foul line. Didn't have a chance. He didn't give himself a chance.
And
After
Bill.
2 super shots, too.
That's what he needs to stay in this thing.
All right, the 3-9-10, not an easy shot for anybody. Let's watch and see how his balance is this time. Great balance this time, but on the one he needed, he let the pressure get him.
Got
Shame.
the 3-6, could not take the 9 away. Open frame in frame number 9. And it all comes down to this. Dave Broomall, Bill Redstone. A lot of money at stake here.
Yeah, that was a key ball, though. That one really put the pressure on Bill. I don't think he can make it now.
10th frame.
Another
Almost
good.
needs
Look
to
how
strike
nice that
out.
shot is.
Leave the 9 pin, and Bill really needs to make something happen here. He's got to get 2 more rolls. And to do that, he needs a spare here in the 10th. Completed 9 frames with a 150. Needs this spare. Got it. Not over yet, mathematically.
Bill should really go to school on that 9th frame ball. He makes 2 super shots, gets a double in the 7th and 8th, comes back and adds muscle to his downswing, distorted his follow through, bailed out, which means he had to catch his weight with his other leg, made a bad shot. That was the ball game.
Costing the match. Broomall's going to be working 2 strikes. Last ball for Bill Redstone. Dropped him.
All right, 170.
Good roll for Redstone. Finishes with a 170. And for Bill, that's his worst performance of this tournament. He started with a 187, 225, and a 198. And finishes the tournament with a 170. Dave Broomall just got to hit some pins to get out of here with a victory. That's his first roll in frame number 10. Remember, he's coming off 2 consecutive strikes in frames 8 and 9.
No pressure on him now. He doesn't even have to make it. He finished with 203. If he makes a spare and gets a strike.
Broomall
191.
did not do that. Your final score, Dave Broomall 191, and Bill Redstone finishes with a 172 here in, I guess to call it the semifinals. The top 5, Broomall has beaten Steward, Hodgson, and Redstone. And quickly, Doc, Madric, the only one left for the big money.
And it looks like the Dave Broomall show.
We'll find out what happens. Stay with us right here on the Bowlers Gazette. We'll be back with more right after this break. To be taken care of here at Blue Hand Lanes. Final game of the Bowlers Gazette $4,000 handicap singles championships. Steve Turnberger again with Dr. Bowl, Juls Falcone, and Dr. the Hot Man Dave Broomall will be taking on Daryl Madric, who won the preliminary tournament here. He finished with a final of 730, but Broomall with 3 consecutive victories. He's looking very strong for the title.
Yeah, he's got all the momentum. He's the higher average bowler. The only disadvantage is giving away a lot of wood. However, he's carrying all the momentum in. And if I was going to make a prediction, I'd be looking for Dave. Okay, Dave will give away 33 pins to Daryl Madric. We'll see what happens. Let's get to the action here from Blue Hand Lanes. We are working on lanes 3 and 4. And Dave Broomall, he started by beating Don Stewart, Betty Hodgson, and Bill Redstone. And Broomall has kept it very, very consistent, very businesslike. Hasn't made the mistakes that his competitors have. First ball, first frame, lane 3. All right. Ball's in play. Didn't strike, but see, the ball's in play. Maybe a little bit high, but as long as he's keeping the ball around there, he's going to be tough to beat. In other words, Daryl may win, but he'll have to beat him. He's not going to give it away.
Broomall's going to go after it with a 190 average. Madric with a 147 average.
And for $1,500.
It's a lot of money at stake.
Yes,
the winner
sir.
will get $1,500. Loser $600.
A lot of money.
Some quick arithmetic there, and we're talking $900, I think.
Difference. That's
right.
right.
Madric.
For the open play bowlers, next week we will not have any lanes on Sunday.
Here comes Madric.
Junior tournament.
Kind of pushed it. Big strike in frame number 1.
Big ball.
Thank you.
Daryl Madric, 197, 166, 199.
Big games for a 147 average bowler.
He's been smoking them. Total of 562 with his handicap of 730.
147 bowler misses 4.5 spares a game.
Here's Madric, finished with a
Come out of the gate
730.
with a jersey strike. That's 1 spare he didn't have to shoot. Maybe that's the half. We're only looking for 4.
Here he comes.
Another jersey.
Pulled it left.
Didn't get away with that one.
And when you're saying jersey, it's just on the left side of the
He
inside
crosses
pocket.
over the other side, the opposite side of the head pin. Darryl really stays behind the ball. Doesn't have a real fluid swing, but he really stays behind the ball, develops the revs. If you remember some of the earlier matches that the people couldn't develop the revs, watch Darryl for staying behind the ball, delivering the power to the ball from behind it. Does it real well.
Oh.
His swing is what kills him.
Could not clip
Swing is too controlled.
that spare. And Madric, remember, 33 pin handicap for Dale Madric. This is Dave Broomall bowling in frame number 2 over on lane 4 here at Blue Hand Lanes in Newark, Delaware.
Nice shot by Dave. Good balance. It looks like he's in control.
Could not get the 10 to fall. And Broomall, 190 average bowler. Done very well here throughout this tournament. Bowled a 191 his last game and a 182 before that. Dropped it off the right
There's
edge.
his mistake.
Can't have too many of those.
No, that's all he's allowed.
Open frame and number 2 for Dave Broomall.
And we have a even game except for them big 33 pins.
That's the difference.
Looks like Dave's a little more comfortable in this 3-alley. Does throw the ball better on 3-alley.
He has destroyed some wood over on 3. And now Madric will work on lane 4.
Watch how he stays behind this ball.
He started here with a strike on lane 4.
Oh, he stoned that one.
Good strike for Daryl Madric. Looking tough with a 147 average coming in here. But I'm sure he has a lot of confidence knocking out 135 other bowlers to take the lead in the preliminaries of this tournament.
Right, with a big 730.
Remember, $1,500 going to the winner.
Big game.
$600 to the loser. Madric. 4th frame, lane 3. Got him.
Oh, big break. Big break.
What the doctor ordered.
Yes, sir. Crossed over, got the 510 off the wall, big break. Puts him in control. He has a 43-pin lead right now.
Broomall, he stayed with him.
All right, good shot by Dave. Good shot. Both balls in the pocket. Now he's coming back to the alley. He's hitting pretty good. We'll see what he's made of with a little pressure on. This is the first time we've seen some pressure on Dave today.
Especially in the early going.
Yes, sir.
Broomall working 2 strikes.
Coming up on his good alley. The only thing he's left on this alley is the balls he didn't strike were the 4-pin and the 4-7.
5th frame.
Oh, he pushed that one right across the head pin. Bad shot. See, the pressure bothers everybody.
He hurt us. He hurt us.
He's going to have to pull back and get some composure.
Broomall, 1 pin. For a spare here in frame number 5. We're going to take a station break right after this roll for Broomall. Big spare.
Good spare.
Good match going for the championship. $1,500 at stake. We'll come back to Blue Hen Lanes, see what happens right after this timeout. Back at Blue Hen Lanes, Steve Turnberger with Dr. Bowl, Juls Falcone. Have a good match going here. Completed 4.5 frames. Now Daryl Madric will bowl in frame number 5.
Working on a double.
Madric, 27 years of age.
Looking good, a little high.
Left at 10.
All right.
Daryl has only been bowling for a year and a quarter.
Is that right? He's really coming along good. Most bowlers don't develop that many revolutions on the ball for many years.
Madric, high in this tourney was a 199, had a 197 and a 166. His average coming in was 147, but now he claims he has an average at 161. Can't clip the 10. Now Daryl will move to lane 3.
Missed the 10 pin. Or is he still in control here?
108 for Madric through 5. Remember, he has a 33-pin handicap against Broomall. Long from over. Madric brought it home.
All right.
Doc, did you see the pocket he hit at that time? Big strike for Daryl Madric in frame 6. Here's Broomall, first ball, frame 6.
I think this is going to be a classic duel.
Going down to the wire. Broomall. Got to have a mark here. Gets him.
All right, that's the lane he's not hitting too good. Of course, he made a bad shot on this other lane last time, so let's see what he's made of this time. 21 pins separate, with 4 frames to go for each player, both working on a strike.
Broomall with the 190 average, giving away 33 pins for the championship. Broomall. Oh, gonna leave a tough split.
Disaster.
That's gonna be tough for Dave Broomall.
That's he missed his good lane twice in a row now.
He's been consistent on 3. He will close out on lane 4.
9 out.
Won't get the split.
All right, Darrell's in control with that big open. He's on a strike. He's got a 27 pin lead, and he's working on a strike. 4 frames to go. If he just stays clean, probably win.
Daryl Madric.
All right.
Been consistent. Pulled that one well left.
He still has everything under control, but this is a mighty tough spare.
Dave Feliciano, young man on the right side of your screen there, our scorekeeper today here at Blue Hen Lanes. That's Daryl Madric. Frame number 7.
Big shot for Darrell.
Coming off a strike.
Oh, real close. Real
Open.
close. Good shot.
Makes it interesting. Broomall
All right,
still
well,
has a good shot.
back to 21 pins difference for $1,500 first. Looks like both of these guys came to play. However, it looks like both of them are feeling the pressure of all that money.
Have to be.
And this close to Christmas.
Early Christmas present will go to one of these fellas. Even a second place finish isn't bad. $600.
Yeah, $600. Another big
Madric.
shot. Big shot by Darrell.
That could will put him in very good condition.
21 pin lead for Darrell Madric.
Broomall got the head pin and dropped him.
Got a tremendous
Dropped
break.
them all.
Looked like a 6-7-10 out of his hand. Ended up with a strike.
Big
Let's see if he
break
can
for Broomall.
capitalize.
Yeah, he needed that one. Back to lane 3. He's had a lot of success over on 3 in his first 3 games in this ladder tournament, pro format. Hasn't done that well today, though, in this championship round, and
How about
that's exactly what happened last time. Tough split coming for Dave Broomall in the 9th frame.
Looks like he made an adjustment on the 4-6 split, but didn't figure that it was him, and it was probably him. You know, he probably made an adjustment on the lane.
Here comes Broomall.
Shot.
Almost had it. Made a good effort.
He's in trouble now.
But an open frame in number 9, and Madric, if he can just even spare out here, he's in
Yeah,
great
if he
shape.
stays clean, he's a winner. He is definitely a winner. He's got 5 strikes and 8 balls. He's got all opens. The other 3 frames. There's another strike.
Could do it. That could do
He's
it
got
for
6
Daryl
strikes
Madric.
out of 9 balls, and he doesn't have any spares.
Can't knock it. Can't knock that.
Love them
6
strikes.
Ks.
Looks like Darrell's going to take the big bucks away. Dave's going to go home with a $600 consolation.
Not bad. Madric pulled it left this time.
He's got a spare to shoot this time.
He's in frame number 10. That was his first ball in the 10th. On lane number 3 here in Newark, Delaware, Blue Hen Lanes.
Darrell's going to be all right. He's only been bowling a year and a quarter. He's going
Year
to be
and a
all right
quarter.
once he learns how to free that swing up, because he really develops the ball very nicely. Ball really develops for him.
10th frame. He will have this one slide
A little
by.
bit. He has a little trouble with spares, but I don't think it's going to matter when you throw 6 strikes.
6 out of 10. Can't
Yeah.
complain about it.
Had
Especially
4
with a year and a
opens
half.
and 2 doubles.
Broomall. First roll,
197 for
10th
Dow.
frame. 197. That's been right around what Madric has done throughout this tournament. Started with a 197, finished with a 166, and a 199 in Game 3 to get here as the overall champion. Dave Broomall. He's going to go home with $600 in his back pocket. Won't be able to convert the spare in frame number 10. So Daryl Madric, your champion, he winds up with a final of 197. Takes home $1,500. Bill Redstone will go home with $600. Betty Hodgson will go home with $250. Don Stewart will go home with $150. They're your top 5 finishers in the $4,000 total prize here for the Bowlers Gazette. And Jules, good tournament down here at Blue Hill Lanes.
Great tournament. Great tournament.
Alrighty, Daryl Madric, your champion, $1,500 will go to Daryl. Good Christmas present here from Blue Hen Lanes and the Bowlers Gazette. We'll be back with more right after this.